when an officer is killed in line of duty, it's no question we're seeking the death penalty.
Tonight at 10, state prosecutors want the man accused of shooting and killing Huntsville police officer Garrett Crumby to die for the crime. Thanks for joining us for Way 31 News at 10. I'm Dan Schaefer.
And I'm Nicole Williams. Laws set foot inside the Madison County Courthouse for his first hearing just a few hours ago. A judge sent his case to a grand jury.
Way 31's Megan Reyna was in the courtroom for that hearing. She joins us live outside the Madison County Courthouse now with what's next. Megan?
Well, prosecutors say it'll be this time next year when we see a formal indictment come through for that capital murder charge. They're now gathering evidence so they can present it to the grand jury. But what we did learn today inside that courtroom was more on what exactly happened on March 28th. Inside a courtroom Wednesday afternoon, a state investigator walked through what eventually led to Officer Garrett Crumby's death. It all started with a 911 call from Juan Law's girlfriend. She said she had been shot. She eventually told investigators Law had come home, appeared drunk, and fell asleep. But when he woke up, he asked for his gun, eventually found it, then shot her. When she called for help, Officer Garrett Crumby and Albert Morin responded. Officer Morin knocked first, but when they heard screams, Officer Crumby opened the door and was immediately shot. He was struck at least 10 times. Investigators say in all, more than 20 rounds were fired towards both officers from an AR-15. Officer Morin told investigators he saw Laws was wearing body armor, so he shot him in the leg before he jumped over a railing to call for backup.
He saved many lives that day by what he did.
Investigators say Laws was calling his family, telling them he was shot and that he shot 2 police officers. His family eventually convinced him to turn himself in.
In the final analysis, they're probably going to see a young man for whom this act was way outside of his character.
In total, the preliminary hearing lasted about 30 minutes. Both Officer Crumby's family and Law's family inside the courtroom as the judge sent the case over to the grand jury.
They're still grieving and will be because of the loss of Officer Crumby. No doubt about that. They are strong.
Now, as far as what is next for Juan Laws and if he could be facing more charges, the district attorney says they do plan to add an attempted murder charge once the indictment comes through. Of course, that is for shooting Officer Albert Morin. But again, it's going to be a long waiting game for Officer Crumby's family as we wait to see what happens in the next year and if a grand jury does ultimately decide to send this case to trial. Reporting live from downtown Huntsville, Megan Reyna, Way 31 News.